Good evening, Africa, and welcome to Voice of Africa, where we bring you credible and empowering news from across the continent. Before we begin, take a moment to like this video so it reaches more people across Africa and beyond, and subscribe so you never miss important updates affecting our continent. Tonight, we take you to Camp Thomas Sankara in Po, where President Ibrahim Traoré delivers a powerful message to the soldiers of Burkina Faso. In this address, he speaks directly to those defending the nation's sovereignty, calling for discipline, sacrifice, and unwavering commitment to protecting the homeland. President Traoré highlights the long history of foreign domination in Africa, why the current conflict was imposed on the region, and the responsibility of this generation to defend its future. This message goes beyond Burkina Faso. It is a call to all Africans to remain united, protect our resources, and ensure future generations inherit a continent built on dignity, justice, and self-determination. Let's listen.
Come this morning to tell you, congratulations to all the forces of Po and by extension of the region. Congratulations on the work you have accomplished. This is one of the most pacified regions, and that doesn't mean it's over. I also want to encourage you to continue the fight. This is a very dense area with a lot of forests. Indeed, you were able to push back the enemy who tried to establish a foothold here. And I want you to continue to patrol these forests to make sure there are no inclinations of them returning. So, as I said, congratulations, but I also offer my encouragement for what lies ahead. I hope I'm making myself clear. It's not because the enemy can no longer penetrate our lines that it's over. This is a guerrilla war, and here we are at the National Commando Training Center. A commando knows what infiltration means, so the enemy is capable of infiltrating. You must take that fact into account and therefore remain permanently vigilant. After that, I want each of you to reflect again on your commitment. Your commitment, because we have a war that has been forced upon us. And today, more than ever, I believe that all the forces who are fighting must understand why we fight. And I often tell the unit commanders to be able to explain to their men why we fight. We don't fight because we want to fight. We fight because we have been attacked. They came to impose a war on us. And why was this war imposed on us? I think everyone must understand this, because they want our lands without us. And this did not begin today. This has always been the case for Africa. Remember slavery, when they came and deported many Africans, the able-bodied, in fact? Those who were of childbearing age, they were deported, many of them died, and Africa was emptied. Then came the era of colonization, when they came to our lands. They massacred us. They massacred our ancestors. They killed as many as they could. Africa has been colonized multiple times. And today, more than ever, this is a new form of colonization. And why does Africa suffer so much? Because we have resources that are of interest to the imperialists. And I believe that each and every one of you must understand this. If you are able to be on the front lines to fight to the ultimate sacrifice, as they say, it means you understand the meaning of your commitment. You came to defend the nation, to protect this land that our ancestors passed down to us. Our forefathers wrote the anthem, and I believe when you listen to the anthem of Burkina, it begins with the word against. Because they were strongly opposed to many different forms of colonization. The people of Burkina are against humiliation. We are against all forms of domination. The people of Burkina are against neocolonialism. And you must consider all of this that is involved to understand why they wrote the anthem. To oppose certain realities in this world. And they defended this land and passed it down to us. And our duty is to fight and defend our lands as well, to pass them on to our children. Today we are fighting, but not necessarily for ourselves. We fight for our children. Who here doesn't love their child, for those who have children? Everyone loves their child. If a child were in danger, a father would rather face that danger himself to spare the child. It means a father would rather die so that his child can survive. So we fight today for the generations to come, to leave them a better land where they can live in peace. So we must hold nothing back in this fight. We will oppose everything these dominators try to impose on us. And you must continue to fight for that. Listen closely to our anthem, and it should give you more motivation. Commit yourselves, because as I often say, Burkina is very rich. Today we have grown in numbers in the armed forces, in the internal security forces. And in terms of equipment, we have also made a lot of effort. But where did we get these resources? You must understand that the wealth was there. It was just mismanaged. And there is even more. Because as some may think or imagine, there is no bank in this world where you can go and get a loan to pay for weapons. There isn't one. No one in this world lends money to buy weapons. If you want to arm yourselves, you must use your own funds. But in the recent past, when we were deployed, we were not armed like this. Far from it. I think there are many veterans here who have lived through the same thing, who can advise the younger ones. What we lived through just yesterday and what we are living through today. And that should give you the motivation to fight. And that is very important. Fight for your lands. Fight to leave a better Burkina for the generations to come. Fight so that we can properly exploit our resources and so that they benefit us. We have launched several initiatives. Our parents in the villages are in any case more or less happy with everything we're doing for them in agriculture, because our population is mostly agricultural, for everything we are doing in terms of road infrastructure to be able to get around and so on. But all of this is with our own resources. You look at pictures of other countries. You would like your country to also resemble those so-called developed countries. Do you think that's impossible? Well, it is possible. I was telling someone 2 years ago, I said in other places, even the hospitals for animals are often better equipped than our own hospitals here that treat us, in terms of equipment and everything. But what are we going to do to reach that level? Well, we are going to catch up and surpass them. That is what led us to also launch programs to be able to build modern and equipped health centers. There is no reason for us to lag behind. This is to say that everything we are doing, it is possible to do it, and that is why we are doing it. And we will continue in this direction. Those of you who have the chance to go for training abroad, who take pictures next to beautiful streets, beautiful buildings, that is possible here in Burkina. And that is what we are going to do, so that you can live comfortably and well. But for that, you must fight first. That is why I say you must reflect on your commitment, listen to our anthem, and fight. You are indeed very brave, very skilled, and capable fighters. But often there are certain attitudes that cause you unnecessary losses. Notably, the use of cell phones. Those who prove incapable of changing, of putting down the phone during an operation, we will expel them from our ranks and we will punish them severely. Because we will not allow the faults of someone who has an addiction to their phone to put the lives of others in danger. Imagine, you are a detachment at your position. Good soldiers stand guard, focused at their posts. They finish, they come down, they must rest. And a saboteur is at his post with his phone on TikTok or whatever one expert, until the enemy approaches, attacks, and the good soldiers can die while they are resting. You want us to leave them in our ranks? Is that what you want? No. So we will hunt them out of our ranks and we will punish them. I have already given instructions to the military chiefs to identify as much as possible those who have this addiction, who cannot be separated from their phones. We will hunt them down and we will punish them, because what they are doing is criminal. We cannot tolerate that. Of course, we raise awareness, but we cannot tolerate it. You can keep the small phones, those are just for calling family, and if there's no network, you make do. Those who have parents who are magistrates or others who may participate in the tribunals that judge terrorists can get information from them. Whether in the tribunals or the terrorists we capture in combat as prisoners or those who surrender, all of them unanimously tell us that they managed to succeed in certain attacks because of the excessive use of phones by our soldiers. So if there isn't this awareness to get rid of it, we will crack down. And so in a short time, you will see people discharged, probably in prison, because they put the lives of others in danger and they can't stop. In any case, it's quite clear. There is a memo from the military hierarchy that forbids phones during operations. After the awareness phase comes the repression phase. We will not tolerate people putting the lives of others in danger. Even your own life that you endanger with the phone, you do not have the right to, because you do not belong to yourselves. A soldier belongs to the army. You do not belong to yourselves. You do not have the right to do what you want. You do what the army wants. So everyone must be able to pass the message so that we can fight this phenomenon. If I say this with such insistence, it is because it is very serious. It often negates your courage. And it often causes us to lose good fighters, because one was resting and a false combatant allowed the enemy to approach and attack, finding him unprepared. So fight this excessive use of the phone and pass the message as clearly as I am passing it to you, to your comrades. I know that here you will find soldiers of all ranks. Pass this message just as clearly. And also those who spread poison in the ranks, because they are perhaps also poisoned by the unpatriotic people who are surely abroad and who continue to fight Burkina on social media, through the media, and so on. You must be very careful. When someone tells you not to fight, they want to subjugate you. Do you want to be slaves? No. Do you want to be dominated? No. So we must fight. There is no other solution. The people of Burkina Faso will not negotiate with their enemy. We are going to fight, and we will win. That is the only thing that can prevail. There will not be a single ounce of negotiation with anyone. This is our land. We are going to fight. Those who came to attack us will die on this land. We will not give up anything, absolutely nothing, not even a single square centimeter. So I urge you to continue preparing, to always remain on alert. Even when you are not on an operation, you must stay on alert, because at any moment you could be in an operation. You must prepare for combat, and this war must not last any longer, because we will do everything in our power to intensify the fight and annihilate this enemy. Congratulations to all the forces who are fighting, and I want you to continue to act as one with the civilian population, because that is very, very important. In years past, we didn't necessarily have this love between the army and the civilian population. It wasn't easy. There were endless little fights in the bars, in the neighborhoods. But today, the army and the population are united, and that is the essential factor for the success of operations like this. You have the information, the intelligence, as you should. You are supported morally, you are supported psychologically, so there is no reason to have low morale, no reason not to push forward, not to continue. Continue to cultivate this love with the population. Continue to help them. Continue to participate in uniting them as well. Because our past, with several decades of bad politics, has contributed to weakening our different social classes, to dividing people, often over trivial issues. And your role also is to help unite them today, because your voices carry weight. The civilians believe in you. Today, when a soldier stands up and speaks to a dozen civilians, they listen, and it is easier for the civilians to carry out what you are telling them. So each and every one of you must be an ambassador of peace, of cohesion for our civilian brothers. and continue to play that role as well, to take advantage of these moments of love between us, to talk to them, to bring them together to win. Let go of certain divisions that were born simply out of politics. And you must contribute to that. Because being a soldier isn't just about holding a weapon and running to kill. No, you are trained for more than that. If you defend a homeland, it means you embody all these values, and you must also be able to use them to unite your civilian populations. Good luck with your training to those who are still in the program. Stay strong, don't lose morale, all right? It's tough here, but only the tough get through, and you are tough and you must get through. For those on the ground, I wish you the very best of luck in your operations, and continue to comb through the different forests to detect any potential infiltrations. Continue to protect these populations who believe only in you, who count only on you. May God be with you in your various missions. May God protect you throughout all your different battles. May you return safe and sound to tell us of the battles, and may we be able to build the Burkina that we hope for. The homeland or death we will overcome.
That was President Ibrahim Traoré speaking at Camp Thomas Sankara, reminding both soldiers and civilians that freedom is not guaranteed. It must be defended. His message reinforces a growing continental movement demanding sovereignty, control of natural resources, and leadership that protects African interests above external influence. Share your thoughts in the comments. Do you believe Africa is entering a new phase of independence? What role should citizens and governments play in protecting that progress? Thank you for watching Voice of Africa. Remember to like, share, and subscribe so more people across the continent can engage with this message. Until next time, stay informed, stay united, and stay committed to Africa's future.